EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed. We're ready for football at Huntington Bank Field here in Cleveland. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Off we go from Cleveland. On the return, Malik Washington. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Miami offense will make their way onto the field. They're led by the former Longhorn. At quarterback, it's Quinn Ewers.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll stay on the ground with a 10. And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. The number 5 overall pick, Mason Graham, there on the tackle. Now, after the play, he'll stop it. We have an injured Dolphin. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Out of the gun, here's Ewers. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
So, on 4th down, it's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
There's a lot to like about this young quarterback, and of course, we're going to have to wait and see. Can he take advantage of this opportunity in front of him, Mike? But he has not been shy. He says, I know I can play at this level. I know that I can lead an NFL franchise, and we're going to get a shot to see it here, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
And he's going to be taken down at the 37. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. We'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
It is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Sanders. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. Second time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards.
That's good for a Browns first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On first down, right back to Sampson. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 12 more yards from him there, and another first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
8 yards on the pickup brings up second and 2 at the 8-yard line.
Here's second and 2. He'll stay on the ground with Sampson. And he'll take this one in. Dylan Sampson. Touchdown, Browns. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The try here for the extra point. He's got it, and the Browns will take a 7-0 lead.
That's the score, Browns 7, Dolphins nothing.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Dolphins offense ready to see the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for first and 10. So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. In motion, it's Waddle. They go play action with Ewers. And is open middle of the field. It is caught. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A big play to kick off this drive. 39 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Ewers on first down. He'll step up and run. And he'll get about 4 yards before wisely covering up.
It's now
Well,
second
give him
and
some
6.
credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 6. On the ground, here is H.M. And he'll be near the first down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third
It's a
down.
gain of 4.
And while that
Makes it
run
third
wasn't
and
anything really to
2.
write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Ewers now on third and 2. Back into the hands of Eskridge. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
First down. First and goal, Miami.
Now, Mike, I really like this game plan, right? The strategy on third and short so often is, okay, just get enough for the first down. If you decide to air it out, everything short, get a fresh set of downs. They're saying the defense is going to pack it in close. They're protecting the sticks. So let's just throw it over their head and try to go for a big play.
Here's H.M. A short kick down to the 7.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. A pickup of 2. Brings up second and goal.
Now here's second and goal. Throwing now. Ewers. Now a screen set up for H.M. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up third and goal.
Third and goal. Throwing from the gun is Ewers. And that is caught. He fought with the contact for the touchdown. There is a marker down, but that may be on the defense.
Pass interference. Defense.
Riley Patterson now to have the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Dolphins will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense about ready to get going on their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. On the ground, it's Sampson to start this drive. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Offense. Still first down.
They'll start on the ground with Sampson. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
The tackle made by Jordan Brooks. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 4. Now Shador. Now here comes the screen to Sampson. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
A 7-yard gain.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that. They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
From the shotgun, it's Sanders. There's to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, so it seemed the second they broke the huddle, Mike, that there was some confusion. I'm not sure everybody got on the same page before that ball was snapped.
3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Shador. On a quick slant, that's Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 41.
It's a gain of 18.
18 yards on the connection. First down, Cleveland.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. It was Zach Sealer in on the tackle.
Made at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7. Once again, it's Sampson. He'll be taken down at about the 33-yard line. It was Zach Sealer in on the tackle.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Here we go. To throw is Sanders. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think if you're willing to throw it there, it tells us everything we need to know about the decision coming up here on 4th down. He didn't have anything available, threw it away, and I think in this part of the field, you got to really think hard about going for it.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. High throw, but it's reeled in. And he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on downs.
Well, that was a disaster. I like the call. I like going for it on 4th down. Give your offense a chance to extend this drive and maintain possession, but after going the wrong way, now they're going to have to watch the other team take over after failing to move the chains.
They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
It's a loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
To throw is Ewers. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
3rd and 11. They'll bring Waller in motion here. On 3rd down, it's Ewers. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
And this is where the timing of these passing games, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him.
The Browns offense ready to take over once again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Sampson. Whoa! And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. Start of the 2nd. Browns in control of the football as they've got it with 1st and 10. On play action, Shador. This is brought in downfield by Judy. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
That's another Browns 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Micah Fitzpatrick up to make the stop.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. They'll give it to Sampson. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. 16-yard pickup on that one. It's a Browns 1st down.
And with that run, this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
Throwing now, Sanders on 1st down. That one taken in. Isaiah Bond. Touchdown, Cleveland.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play call just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Now the try for an extra point. He knocks it through, and the Browns will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Dolphins 7.
ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes D. Eskridge on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. On the ground to start his drive, it's Achane. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Carson Schlesinger there on the stop.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 8. On play action, here's Ewers. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, not exactly a highlight reel type play, but in some cases, just checking the ball down to your fullback, picking up some positive yards is the only play that's to be made.
It's 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Ewers. And he puts his head down and he picks up the 1st down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Washington. Play action now. Ewers. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
Dolphins, 1st down. It's a gain of 25 yards. 1st down, Dolphins.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes. There is a lot of room to operate.
This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
A loss of 2.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The
blitz gets there, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
3rd and long for Ewers. This defense hitting their ears back, coming to get him again.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
Here's Jake Bailey now, as he's on to punt for Miami. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense and running back Dylan Sampson heading back onto the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this 1st half. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the zone read, give to Sampson. And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back and they get him down for no gain.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
On second down, Sanders. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. That is Zach Sealer getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's third down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. Now it's Sanders. And this ball incomplete on third down.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Dolphins offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Here's a give to H.A. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Dolphins first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Browns are going to get the football at their own 23.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. On the handoff, this is Sampson. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 3. On the ground, it's Sampson. Room up to the sideline at the 45. And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield. A 19-yard pickup there. First down, Cleveland.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Off the play fake. Here's Sanders. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
On second down, Sampson. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
A gain of 10 yards.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
Sanders keeping it on the zone read. And a good job defensively to rally to the ball. They hold them to a short game.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. Third and long. Here's Sanders to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. Now, where will they mark him? It looks like he's a little bit short, just by about the length of the football. So decision time coming up. It's fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
They'll try it now with Sampson. He gets free, and he's going to be marked out of bounds down at the 3. A big play there on fourth down. Good for an even 20.
Really nice job getting this ball out to the edge, and then once he's able to get clear of the D-line, get vertical and accelerate down the sideline. That's a great run. He's forced out of bounds, but not before setting up first and goal.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. From the gun, it's Sanders. Looking for his tight end there, but let him too far. That's an incompletion.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Third and goal. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Cedric Tillman, touchdown Browns. Tight spaces down there, things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
The extra point is up and through, and the Browns will take a 21-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense about ready to take over once more. They try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now Ewers. They'll try to set up the screen here. And that one's just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman could get out to lead the way.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive lineman to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
That's brought in by Darren Waller. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Ewers. They'll set up the receiver screen with Waller. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up 1st and 2nd down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody.
Now this is going to wind up incomplete. You cannot ask for better protection. Had all the time to throw. Couldn't connect downfield. And now it's 3rd down.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number 1. On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up.
17-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. 2nd down. So halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Browns offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Sanders will throw it. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
This pass caught by Judy. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down. Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now, Sanders. He finds Judy on that one. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
They'll run the sneak, and he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though, yes. He's got it. That's a first down.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
Sanders now off the bootleg. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
The entire idea of the bootleg is to move your quarterback off of his normal spot, buy some extra time for your offensive line, and alleviate some of the pressure on the protection. But in this case, it seemed to me like the quarterback panicked a little bit. He went into survival mode and ended up leading to a massive loss.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The Dolphins offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. They're going to run. That's the man from OK State, Ollie Gordon. And mark him down up beyond the 30. They get 11 and quickly pick up the 1st down.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Myles Garrett in there for the sack. He forced his way through. A loss of 9.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. To throw, Ewers. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun is Ewers. Open man, Malik Washington. 12 yards on that hooker. 1st down, Miami.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
That's an RPO quickly into the hands of Waddle. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. But after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
He's going to take a shot down the field. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. One up near the 28. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
There's a give up the middle for Sampson. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. It was Tyrell Dodson that time on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
They'll stay on the ground with Sampson. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring him down for a loss.
On 3rd down, Sanders searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
The Browns getting their punting team out there. The fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line.
1st and 10.
The Dolphins offense ready to get back at it. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. In motion, Westbrook-Akine. A play fake. Now this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Myles Garrett getting in there to drop him. It'll be a loss of 7 to start this drive.
Just simply more of the same, and you're just not going to have a lot of success, Mike, when you're constantly starting drives with 2nd and long, 3rd and long. It's just not a good way to play offense in the NFL, and here we go again.
Out of the gun, here's Ewers. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. I might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
And he'll get about 4 to the 29.
Carson Schlesinger on the tackle. That is 3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
Punt team comes out. Dolphins going to kick it away as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10.
The Browns offense and running back Dylan Sampson heading back onto the field. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. With Sampson, and he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. It was Tyrell Dodson that time on the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 31-yard line.
Second down and 8. From the gun, it's Shador. Open man, and that's Tillman. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
13 yards.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35. They'll pick up 23 on that one. It's a Browns first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. They get 21 on that one. First down, Cleveland.
10 at the 11-yard line.
So the athleticism of this tight end is pretty well documented, Mike. I mean, he can pick up yards after the catch. It's just such a rare trait for tight ends. So it's the size, it's the speed, it's the matchup problem. And we got a glimpse of all of it right here.
I don't think I was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain.
Brings up second and 9.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We see a lot of this as they begin the fourth quarter on the ground. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
First down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense. They keep it on the ground twice, Mike, and they have no success. So now if you're the play caller, that starts creeping into your head. Do you have confidence in a third attempt, or now do you try to change it up and go play action and put the ball in the air?
They'll try to sneak it here, and he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Shador Sanders. Touchdown, Cleveland. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The extra point is good. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Man in motion here is Washington. On play action, here's Ewers. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
Now a screen set up for Achane. That one way too slow in developing. They rally to the ball, they get the man, and it's no gain.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
On third down, it's Ewers. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. That is brought in. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A big-time play for the Dolphins. 38 yards.
And the Dolphin first down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. On the ground, here is Achane. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Throwing now, Ewers. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And deep for the back of the end zone. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. The Browns offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. On the ground, it's Sampson to start this drive. this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On first down, right back to Sampson. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
Ashton Davis on the tackle. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Toss to the left, and Sampson. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
Look, Mike, I realize most people, if they saw a lineman of his size waiting for him, they would just run the other way. But it's his job to try to find a way around the big fella and get what he can. Running backwards only turns a small setback into a much bigger one.
Open man, that is Bob. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up 4th down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond.
Well, the snap, a poor one, and it's blocked. A big hole. And he's in! Touchdown, Dolphins. Big play from the special teams there, Greg. Not only did they come up with the block, but they return it for the touchdown, get a little bit of momentum with this big play.
Yeah, and there's always a little bit of a risk and reward that a coach has to balance anytime he calls for a punt rush. And we saw there exactly why you do it. You're able to get your hand, block the ball, and in this case, you get the extra bonus because it leads to a touchdown.
On comes Patterson for the PAT. It's up and through. And the Dolphins are able to edge a bit closer.
Dolphins 14.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Browns offense ready to take over possession of the football. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Sanders to throw. And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Sanders. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. A pickup of 12 yards. It's a Browns first down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, We're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. We don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders in trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
All these stops are great. You're trying to cut back into this deficit, find your way back into this game. But the defense can make as many stops as they want, Mike. This game's going to come down to what does their offense do when they take the field.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away. And remember, the last time they tried this, he had it blocked. A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. On 1st and 10, Ewers. Trying to set up the screen, but he just had to spike that one. This will be incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Ewers now on 2nd down. That's complete. It's Waddle. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Dolphins 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. You know, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
He'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the 1st down on a gain of 7.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
He'll step up and run this.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. In motion, it's Waddle. Play action now. Ewers. This one caught by Waller. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a 1st down.
1st and 10.
Offensively landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, They have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Ewers. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down, they need 5. They put Wilson in motion. 3rd and short, it's Ewers. A ball deep for the end zone. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Man in motion here is Washington. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the 1st down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab. A gain of 11 there as the decision to go for it pays off. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They've got all 3 timeouts left, but need to score quick. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here. He's into space past the 25. And he is out of bounds down at the 21. That screen goes for 12. And that's a 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
He takes off, and he'll go into the slide there. It'll be a gain of a couple.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
2nd down, 8 for the 1st down. Throwing from the gun is Ewers. This is caught for a touchdown. There is a penalty flag down. Let's see if this one holds up.
Pass interference. Defense.
Patterson now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Dolphins are back to within 7. It's 28-21.
Dolphins 21.
Even with their full complement of timeouts, the calls to try an onside kick.
All right, so you take your shot, you don't get it. But now your defense has to save the day. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got to get a stop here, force them to punt the ball back, and give your offense a chance to win the game.
Browns offense and running back Dylan Sampson heading back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. On first down, here's Sampson. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. Not much there, maybe a yard.
On the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Dolphins' 43-yard line.
Showtime! Let's make some noise!
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Tillman, the man in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down.
Now 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Oh, do you believe it? It's intercepted. Picked off by Rasul Douglas. And the Dolphins are going to have it at their own 32-yard line.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you, and sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
They'll come up for 1st and 10. That's an RPO quickly into the hands of Waddle.
Complete to number 17, Jalen Waddle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Here's Ewers. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Darren Waller. And it'll be 3rd down.
8 yards to go.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
Here's Ewers. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. And this one really all over but the shouting. 1 timeout left defensively, but there's no need to use it here. Only 1 timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So the Dog Pound celebrates. It's a win for the Browns. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dog Pound's happy. It's a win for the Browns as we say farewell from Cleveland.